And hello and welcome to the OB Builders Cup Series Sublimited 250 live from COTA here on Grid Vision. I'm Sheldon Atkins, joined in the booth by Roger Pierce and Austin Derbyshire. And we're about to see something we haven't had the opportunity to see just yet, and that's some of the best tackle one of the trickiest road courses on the circuit right now. And I've heard there's a whole bunch of changes in store here. And what's that look like trackside there, Roger?
Man, 2.6 miles of just lefts and rights. And, they upgraded the package on these cars. And so we have high horsepower, no diffuser. And I think it's just going to cause a lot of chaos.
As we get a good look at the Google Earth track map of COTA. 17 turns these guys are going to tackle here this evening with a whole bunch of different elevation changes and just wildness, to say the least. I remember with the first time I got a couple laps when this track was on NASCAR 25, and I hit everything aside from an apex. We hit the standings up here, or last week's race results up here. Brandon Pasalakwa took home the gold last week with the big win for the Team Birdie Racing 260 from Atlanta. Adam Benefield came home second with Nicholas Isaacs in third. And that race was pretty calm until the last couple seconds. I got a feeling it's going to be the exact opposite here tonight as we take a look at the league standings with Brandon Pasalakwa towering up at the top right now with a my math skills just left me there for a second. With a nice little lead over Randy Mullins in second, Adam Benefield in third. Lead Becerra sneaking up into fourth there in the standings, and he's one to keep your eyes on here this evening because I'm pretty sure he's pretty good at the lefts and rights. I'm going to hand on over. Nope. I lost myself there. Been a while since we've done lead. We'll hand on over to Roger Pierce here with the keys to the race.
Yeah, keys to the race. Very important. Be aware of dirty air. One thing that these drivers are not used to is dirty air does affect the cars here, especially at road courses. If you're behind someone directly going into a corner, it's going to throw the nose. Second off, keep the tires under you. Tire wear does matter here. Tires have been wearing a lot this week, and you don't want to kill the fronts too early because it'll just take away turn. And lastly, back up your corners. That kind of goes with mind your tires, back up your corners. You can't send it as deep as you used to. It's gonna count, right? They're gonna take tires on pits. Your rear tires matter. You got to be careful on your exits, and it'll be fun to watch.
And we're going to take a quick look here at our Grid Vision picks for tonight. And everybody locking in. And always a little bit of a varying pick when we come to these road courses, especially since we got rid of Sean Conklin this year. But come on. Darby's going to start off strong here. He's going to pick Paul Hill. Looks like same traffic here from Roger Pierce. And I'm trying to find the picks tab. Here we go. And I'm going to go a little bit different for the win tonight. I got a good feeling that Brandon Pasalakwa was going to bring home this evening. Sit here and take a look at the ones to watch. Roger going with Brandon Pasalakwa, Darby going with DeCiani, and I'm gonna go with Pasalakwa myself. Wait, no, I picked him twice by accident. Whoops. I'm just messing up everything I can tonight here. And underdog, I'm gonna go with Chris Hudson. Pierce gonna go with DeCiani and Becerra there for Derbyshire. As we get ready to take the green here in the next couple moments, we're going to go through the grid here real quick. Starting on the pole tonight, it's going to be Paul Hill with Matt DeCiani in second. Third off the grid, going to be Brandon Pasalakwa with Tate Crosby pole award going to Paul Hill tonight with DeCiani in second. Third, going to Brandon Pasalakwa with Bryce Rayner in fourth. Fifth on the grid, it's going to be Chris Hudson with Adam Benefield in sixth. Seventh, going to be Josh Schaffner with Louis Becerra in eighth. Ninth place, the 82 machine of William Deeney with Brian Johnson running at the top 10. Roger?
Yeah, at 11th, we have Luke Christensen and Daniel Wiles beside him. Zach Millett behind them with Kyle Holden. Row 8 will be Nick Isaacs with Evan C. Ninth row, Randy Mullins with Tim Mortman Jr. Row 10 will be J.C. Gibson and P.B. Henry.
And starting 21st, going to be John Bender, the 23 machine, with Paul Gallimore, the Daytona winner, in 11th. 23rd, going to be Keith Long with Shane Cloran, the 72 machine, in 24th. 25th off the grid, going to be Thomas George with Paul Whitley to the outside in 26th. Starting 27th, going to be Jordan Slater with Jose Medina in 28th. 29th on the grid, Justin Levine with Chris Davis in 30th. And rounding out the field, it's going to be Chris Vincent, 31st. 32nd going to Greg Carr with Carvin Ruff in 33rd.
This is so scary.
It's going to be the 18 machine of Alexander Carr with Chris Crosby, Russell Black, and Joshua Hyatt running at the 37-car field tonight.
The tires are so sketchy. The first like 3 laps.
37 cars, Roger. Sounds a little bit like a recipe for disaster. What do you think?
Look at the dust on this track. We are gonna die.
It's gonna be interesting. This first corner is gonna tell a lot on the setup. These guys
Apologizing in advance if
how comfortable these guys are.
I'm really awful at replying to comments.
You've been talking to me this week about how difficult this track is now with the new aero package and everything. But one thing I don't recall you mentioning was how difficult and treacherous the braking feels now as opposed to years past.
Yeah, the braking has.
Good luck, gents,
simplified.
and don't die.
I don't know what they did to this package exactly, but I ran a lot of races this week. I love this kind of road course style, and they just have to back up their corners. It's easy to.
I'm so
up.
scared.
I think you'll see that here in turn 1. Look for the brake smoke.
And here we go into BK Designs race restart zone. The initial start here. Flag is in the hand. Paul Hill leading him here to the green, and we are now underway. The green flag is out. Paul Hill trying to get a nice jump here to 1, but he's got Brandon Passalacqua all over the tailpipe of that Camry.
Oh my God! Go, Daddy, go!
In the field. There we go. 4 wide, 3 wide, and we'll make it through. Nope, we got a spinner.
Brian Johnson off the nose of Dini. Oh, and backed up.
All that rush hour driving in Watertown, New York, really paid off.
Cars, heavy contact early.
Yeah, one thing we didn't talk about was the debris. Debris is a kind of a new thing iRacing is doing on these road courses with NASCAR, and you'll see the gravel pick up here, and that'll catch with the tires. Go back here, look at the replay. Everyone's just kind of stacking up.
Mullins trying to avoid contact, and Brian Johnson, no idea the 54 machine is going to be there. Tries to get the car off the track to avoid having that happen, and just completely unaware that Mullins was coming hot through the corner.
Yeah, it's a long race though. I mean that damage is going to affect him. The damage
I'm just trying not to wreck, honestly.
is real here, and you can get it pretty quickly.
I am 0% comfortable right now.
But he can get it fixed.
You know, I totally flubbed it on the pre-race picks. Accidentally picked Brandon Passalacqua twice. I meant to pick that 26 machine of Paul Hill as the one to watch. Got the lead right now. Started this thing off in the pole, and man, I think of road course aces. I think of him. I think of Passalacqua. I think a little bit further back. Look who's up in South Place. You had a little bit of doubt for him, but that 43 machine, Chris Hudson, starting to work up in there already.
Yeah, Chris Hudson. I mean, last year he was phenomenal. He was kind of in that top 5 mix when we looked at us, and he kind of showed up. I was just watching practices. I wasn't real confident with his times, but you know when it's time to shine and it's a long race, he's gonna show up.
That's one thing that one of the reasons I picked him is I noticed last year, you know, he never started these things off the front of road courses. He always he grinded his way up there by not making mistakes and keeping the tires underneath him. And I've heard that the tire wear this week is exponential compared to seasons past on the road courses as well. I've heard about people hitting down to about 20% tire on these long runs. So that's why I'm keeping my eye on that 43.
Yeah, it's really big here. I mean, if you see the lockup on these guys trying to turn in, and it's for whatever reason the brakes just are not working as great as they used to. We used to be able to mat the brakes and get the car to stop and like kind of just full force throttle on exit, and you can't do that anymore. They changed everything we know about road racing in this package, and as you know, it used to be my favorite. I used to love coming to these tracks and having fun and running second all the time, but it was still fun. Like it was still a good time.
Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to when we finally go to Sonoma and I get to try it out firsthand and plane all week. See one car swinging really
Tires
wide
will wear
there.
out, I believe, too,
Like
pretty
199
bad. So
Thomas George.
I'm okay with trying to just roll and survive.
Yeah, and that's what it is. That's backing up your corners. You can't send it as deep as you used to be able to. And you see here they're going in after the short shoot. Try to get right down there on the curbing. There's a turtle there. If you get in between the turtle and the curb, it actually sets you up for a great exit. And there's no track limits anymore. Track limits are very rare. They're really only in the S's, so they can go as wide as they want to.
That's one thing I like them seeing out of that 99 machine too. You know, the rest of these guys in front of them, they're keeping it between the curbing all the way around the track. Thomas George, he he's sending that thing right side tires over the curb and then just stabbing it down into the corners. You see him get a little bit of contact from behind with the 3 machine of Luke Christian. And Christian and Levine almost come together as well, coming out of 1.
Yeah, that climb up.
Jesus, I
forget
got
the
a lot of
elevation
rotation
speed
there.
Exactly, but it's a climb. Like, you're shifting through the gears. You're in 4th or 5th gear, and you're downshifting so quick. You're trying to get that engine braking. You're trying to get everything to get these cars load up. And there's actually a slight angle on top of the hill that a lot of people don't realize. So what they do is they kind of come in at an angle, and it helps the car turn. But if you get it wrong, it's going to lock up that rear tire, and it's just going to push you. You're not going to be able to stop.
That always reminds me how that front straightaway's got that spike in elevation. It always reminds me a little bit of Road America. But personally, I prefer Road America a little bit more from behind the wheel anyway.
I can't say much. This used to be one of my favorite tracks to go to with this combination. And after this week, it's still up there. It's really fun. I just think the road course racing has changed with the next gen, and even one of the best I know has said it himself. Like, we work together trying to get the sets better, and it's just it's so different. And I think you're going to see that. I think you're going to see people who you normally don't see up front stay up front in the top 10 or top 15. It's all about putting the race together. If you can keep it on the track, you're going to have a good finish.
That's the crazy thing too, because this car also is, supposed to make road racing better, more drivable because of the aero effects, the independent rear suspension, and everything. It just looks like it's a lot more difficult to run on board with past the lock. And I can see exactly out the window here why it is so much more difficult. You see how much this car is just bouncing around in and out of the track. And the one thing I know about these next-gen cars, when you start on a little bit of a change at the platform, they really try to buck back against you.
Yeah, if you see here, he's going through turn 13, 14. It's all about not hitting the curves. You can't hit the curves like you used to be able to. You have to avoid the curves, because when you hit a curve with any of your tires and you gas up, the car just likes to spin, or it kind of throws
one
it.
car around. Further in the back. 72 machine of Shane Clore. That looked like wheel hop to me.
Yeah, they say these cars don't wheel hop. I disagree. I disagree wholeheartedly. Let's go back and look at it.
I'll take a look at what happened with the Sockwell Mustang of Shane Clore.
Phew.
Under zone, comes in. Yep. It's a little too hot.
Yeah, what happens there is they're on the brakes so hard, right? 100% pressure, and you release it and you start turning, and the car just, the nose gets super light and the rear just goes. And it's a very common thing we're seeing this week. I expected to see it more here tonight. He's not going to be the only one.
Not at all. Most of the field single filed right now. A bit of a battle starting to heat up here between Evan C. and
You've
Nicholas
got wheel
Isaac,
damage.
battle for 12th position as they work through the S's.
Yeah,
And MC with the charge up the hill, gets to the back bumper, has to back out of it though to avoid running over the one machine.
Yeah, Evan grabs the grass a little bit there with the right rear tire. As you see there, everyone's just got different braking points, different lines. Evan kind of goes a little wide there. Nick keeps it tighty. I mean, Nick Isaac was very good at this track. Him and I've had some really good races. He knows this course. I think it's going to take him a little bit of time to get used to it, but he's going to be definitely one to watch and see him crawling through the field.
Nicholas Isaac's one of those guys too that seems like he's pretty well good out of the box everywhere we go. So not too surprising to see him do well at a track that takes a lot of skill. As we look a little bit further up the field here, Chris Hudson hanging on, trying to hold back a Hornets nest in 7th place. So the handling might be fading a little bit on that 43 machine.
Yeah, I mean, if we can ride on board with him, and you can see how much wheel he's using. They're using so much wheel to turn it, especially this uphill. You'll just see it here, right? Shift to 5th, and then right around here, he's gonna start downshifting. Engine brake, right? Get that downshift going. First gear. Try to get it to turn. He's got so much wheel into it, and that matters. That's the thing that we don't really talk about: slip angle and wheel, and how much wheel movement you're using, but the more wheel you use, the more front tire you use, and that's going to come into effect. As you see here, though, really good SS. He should downshift here to second, try to get more rotation. He doesn't. He keeps it in third. Just try to hug it. Yeah.
One thing I'm noticing about Hudson right now too is I think a part of the problem for him at the moment is there is some pretty substantial right front fender damage to that Mustang.
Yeah, that's gonna affect it. Yeah, right there. That's gonna affect your turn. These cars are tanks, right? But if they get damaged, they are temperamental.
Even without damage, these things are pretty temperamental, I've found. Especially with all the changes they've thrown at him since I
left her chatted like a bastard right there.
Yeah, and if we go back to Phoenix next week, and that's going to be like kind of a true test to see where everyone's at speed-wise. I mean, we've been super speedway racing, we've been road course racing now. It's going to be very interesting to see how everyone lays out.
Definitely most anticipated week for us sitting in the booth. And even then, it's only like a half test too, because it is a short track package, which is also entirely different from what we had last year.
Yeah, but it's going to be good. It's going to be really good. I'm excited for it. Excited to be behind the wheel for it. I mean, this week's been fun, but it's been a grind.
I'm not coming back to a Cup car until we hit Vegas. I'm gonna stick with Gen 4 next week, man. Darlington? Yeah, you bet. Field working here.
Yeah, you see there, just like you see the different lines. Some people are wider, some people are shallower. Right there, it just depends. Great shot of the flag.
Absolutely. Beautiful facility, too.
Oh, I'd love to come here just to see a race. I think it would be great.
Who do you think's going to get the job done Sunday?
This is the only track SVG doesn't have a win at on the road side yet. So I'm not picking SVG.
Oh, no, man. Reddick's pretty good here.
Yeah, and apparently you don't need bad fenders to race anymore, so.
Yeah, you can just go knock those off on lap 3. Be all right. I imagine that'll probably be different when we go to a place like this where you actually need that front down horse.
Carson Kosovar. No. No, Carson Kosovar is not winning. He is not good on road courses. He has admitted it himself. I do expect though that Chevy's going to send him to some schools like they like Toyota does and Ford does. They send all their guys to these road schools, and they have like Boris said, teach them, Joey Gase, and all these road guys. They come in and they teach them, and I feel like Carson's going to get some school here in a bit.
Oh, it kind of depends on how many Hendrick cars he hits before the year is over. That's if Chevy's going to get one.
Yeah, can't be hitting as many cars. He sees the gap he takes for it. Look at them rotors glow already. We're only on lap 8, and them rotors are hot. That's gonna come into play too.
Do we have brake fade now?
It's a little bit there. I'm not gonna say it's fully there, but I think with the front tires going, I think that's what's creating the brake fade. So it's not true brake fade, but it kind of acts like it.
It felt like it was kind of their Charlotte Roval last year. They ran a couple of the Roval races. It got down to like last 20 laps. It just felt like I could not get the car to slow down.
Back here with Christian. A little bit ago, yep, just grabs a curb heavy there. Curbing again, going out wide, a little wide, a little fast, yeah. Just a little wide there, but I mean, he's keeping it on track. One thing I've noticed about Paul Hill, though, he's keeping the right side really close to the grass, and that's really sketchy, especially when you're going in a straight line in these cars. If you grab the grass, you're hanging on, you're going for a ride.
It could be beneficial for tires, tire temperature too. You know, Yeah, it's about as close as you can get there, but Paul Hill is professional when it comes to this stuff, so it doesn't surprise me to see him push the envelope this early. Look at the advantage he has right now, too. 5 seconds over the field.
Eventually he's going to get wheel damage.
That lead is slowly starting to grow here as Paslock was just kind of doing everything he can to hang on back there.
Yeah, but one thing I noticed about Brandon last year was he was really good at saving tires. Him and I got a really good battle.
Oh, baby, oh, baby. That was a little
I
scary.
want to say it was Daytona Road Course, and he could just manage his tires extremely well. And he can do that on a lot of just ovals and anything, but on road courses, that was kind of his bread and butter. Like he found a way to do it. He found speed, and if he made a mistake, it didn't shake him. He just went right back to work.
I think Brandon might be listening to us right now too. You saw how close he was to the grass there that last go.
Yeah,
he's searching to find a little bit of speed. He's starting to close that advantage.
I got William behind us, who seems way faster, so it'll be smart when he gets up here.
I'm looking at these lap times, right? And the fall off is real. The harder you push early, the worse you're going to be late run. And you kind of want to manage your time. It's kind of like you're doing an oval where we're not going, if we go 100%, we know we're going to run the fastest lap times, right? But you back up your times. You back it up around 30 to 40%, and you do that during the entire run to have tire at the end of your run. You have to do that now with road courses. And it's very weird because they used to be able to just send it. You wanted to go your fastest every lap all time, and you can't do that now because it hurts you in the back end.
I'm so glad we've gone to that though. Because for me, I'm the only thing I can halfway do competently is save tire. Everything else, you can't get me out there to do a hot lap. I'll put the thing between the tires, between the barrels every time. If you tell me, hey, if you take about 10% off the top there, you can actually be pretty good after 20 laps. Yeah, give me that.
Yeah, see, I used to have the issue with going too fast too early because, I mean, I can do it. I can burn off a set of tires in 10 laps, right?
Yeah, I've watched you do it a few times.
Exactly. It's and that's something that I had to work on, and I was pretty proud of where I was at last year with it, but with this road course stuff, it's a whole different piece. It's a different learning curve. So to see these guys doing so well already with managing,
I'm braking early here, don't worry.
Everyone's kind of in the same time gap frame. They're definitely listening because they're backing them up. I can see it on the graph. So it's good to see. I mean, good competition is hard to find, and this league definitely holds up to it. It's some of the best guys going out there for.
Here comes the 17 of Wiles.
Ooh, is he gonna get
the outside. Now he gets the bottom. Good clean pass there.
Yeah, you don't want to wash up too much. Yeah, he got it. He gave it. Now here you go. You just don't want to burn it through the S's.
This is where Chris is really going to struggle the most now. You know, he's got the right front damage. You can tell the tires are starting to fade on the 43s. Tagged the fence right through here a couple times. Now he's gone from having the clean air in this group to being stuck right on the tailpipe of the 17 of Wiles.
Yeah, but Wiles was a little wide there on that entry. He didn't tuck in with the tires, and that's kind of what let Hudson get that close to him. So I don't think this battle's over. You see here, Chris is kind of like a lot shallower right there. He goes wide to get that exit for this entry right here. Perfect wrap.
I am trying. Danny's going to disappear here, though. He's been held up this whole race.
Had a really fast hot rod until he caught the fence there a couple laps back. That's just going to be a struggle. Got to keep that thing afloat. No caution. Just come down pit road and pull a fender. So
that rumble strip did not like my tire.
Yeah, I mean, he can manage. I mean, it's a long race. 50 laps. He's gonna figure out what he has in his car and what he doesn't. Right? He's gonna figure out what he can do and what he can't do.
Jesus, I'm getting a lot of wheel hop.
They're all pretty tight, and that's what you want in road course racing, right? You don't want them all spread out. You want to see these different lines, like right there. It's a little bit wider, but he gets a really good exit.
Oh, I just don't know why I pushed there.
Good tidy corners there for the 82 machine. We had a lot of opportunity to talk about this season, but another new addition here to the LB Builders Cup Series. And, you know, it's just great to see the turnout that they've gotten this year, the amount of drivers that have signed up to progress with this league, and I can't wait until we get to where we're going to see that real close quarter racing a little bit later on in the season to really see where everybody stacks up.
Yeah, I mean, what was Nashville? I think it was Nashville. Nashville was really, everybody was super close. Like, we were 3 wide at some points, but everybody was within a tenth of each other for like 10 laps. Like, it was just tight racing. I'm looking forward to it. I'm ready to get back to the racing.
I can't wait till we get back to Nashville either. That is an underrated gem of a track to drive on.
I agree.
I don't care what anybody says, but I've heard a lot of complaint from a lot of drivers about that place. God, I love it. It reminds me of old Kentucky, just without bumps. Got a lot of off-road time. This little flat mount and half D-shaped ovals. I wish we hadn't quit banking into half of these. One guy that's looking pretty good here tonight, though. 22 machine, Bryce Rayner, sitting 4th spot right now. A couple seconds back from DeCiani. Got some good clean laps here, keeping the car in one piece. Good run for him.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing what he needs to do. He's keeping it clean, keeping it tidy, right close to the wall. Get close here on exit. Little wide, but good. That's what matters here. You got to keep it on the track. Keep it on the track, not in the wall. You're gonna have a good finish.
It's a big picture day right here for a lot of these guys, especially in the point standings.
Yeah, this is we're points racing, right? Like it's not winning you're in, it's points racing. This style, they did the Cup Series style, the old style, and it's all about getting what you can get. I mean, there's some people that didn't show up to the race this week.
Yeah, Bryce is killing it
for a divisional or drop week, and but we have 6 road courses on the schedule this year, and so you can't drop out of all of them. You gotta come in, you gotta race, you gotta get some points, and you're seeing these guys do that. I mean,
this thing, you may have drop weeks and all, but you know, this can definitely change the tone of the season. Just come here, have a good race, especially when some of the better guys don't necessarily have that on tap. You know, this is a great night for somebody like Brandon Pasalaco up here sitting in 2nd place. He's already got the points lead. Now just able to grow that points lead. You know, a couple good finishes, Daytona and Atlanta, and Echo Park. Here we come, Dakota, and a lot of the field sleeping here this evening. And this is a great recovery night for Paul Hill. It's been a rough and rocky couple of weeks for that 26 machine.
it has, but I mean, I'm gonna go back to my one to watch, right, or my underdog, Matt DeCiani. I've raced Matt a lot, and I've never known him to be a road course guy. To be completely honest, like he's never really stood out to me as having that like this front runner speed. And the fact that he's in 3rd place is boggling.
Yeah, it definitely helped.
Because that just shows what kind of work he put into it to be this good. And that shows a lot. You got to put time into this to be good at road course racing.
I really think DeCiani put a lot of work into just about everything in the offseason this year, because it looks like he's hitting a new stride this year. You know, ran great at Daytona, ran great at Atlanta, and week in and week out, showing that you know, this championship isn't wrapped up in any way, because that 5 machine has been bad fast everywhere we've gone and been in position, led a ton of laps, and this could be the year of DeCiani.
Well, and you know, they build their own stuff. Fortis builds their own stuff. You got Derek Heitman, Patrick Hitter, Matt DeCiani. Probably missing a couple other. I think Isaac's on their team this year. They build their own stuff, and
did not want to go into second there.
A lot of them in officials right now. So I'm curious to see if they're building for leagues, and that matters. Track state is different. Weather is different. Everything is different for leagues than officials. So if they're just building for leagues, then that'll show a lot. I mean, you have these guys show up to SOF night or A Open or NIS, and they race the exact same stuff that they're brought here to these leagues, with maybe a few minor tweaks and changes. But from what I'm seeing with these Fortis guys, they're bringing league stuff, which is impressive in its own right.
So, one of the main things I like about those Fortis guys too, they're very old school. I've noticed the way they race. You know, they'll race you hard, but they'll race you smart. You know, sitting there building their own stuff too. A lot of extra time and care and work going into their program, and it's kind of looking back into a time machine or a time capsule, if you will. Of, you know, what the sim was. You know, 7-8 years ago when I started on here, just watching those guys drive around here. There's a lot of give and take out week in and week out as well. And I can't think of the amount of times I've seen Patrick Gitter, you know, lead the first 10 laps of run. Conklin or somebody gets his back bumper, moves out of the way, lets him have it for a bit. You know, right before the fuel window opens up, it's right back there in the back bumper, breathing down the neck.
Yeah, I mean, those Fortis guys are so good. I mean, I've raced against all of them. I've been teammates with Hypen, and just the level and knowledge that they bring to the sim, it's good for it, right? Like, you want those good guys. You want those guys who come in and be competitive, but are clean. Patrick Gitter is one of the cleanest guys I've raced with, and I'll stand by that.
He has the cleanest paints too.
Yeah, I like his paints.
Shout out to old Johan there with that one.
Yeah, Johan does a good job. Pretty sure that 19 machine is Johan painted.
Oh my God.
Oh no, not the 4. I think that's another Johan painted one as well.
Yeah. We kind of got.
Oh, I had a
battle
little
team up
little
here
twitch.
For 10th place. William Deeney and Nicholas Isaacs have been throwing haymakers
On throttle
at each
twitch.
other. Isaacs is a little bit better in the stadium area where you're high on your brakes, having to coast the car, and he's getting there. But Williams just got really good straight line pace. You see here, he's just kind of getting there on exit, setting it up for. He's done a really good job at.
Look at that cross.
Yeah, like
If he could have gotten the power down there.
A lap ago, he was at his bumper at this point, and he lifted, so he didn't pick up his rear tires. This pass is coming. This is gonna.
Oh, I thought you said Cheez-Its. I got all excited.
Because if you sit directly behind him, as you see, Isaac's kind of pushed out there. That's that dirty air.
So I got a question for you. You know, we know the dirty air is pretty impactful here tonight. How about that arrow loose when you go on somebody's back spoiler?
Oh, it'll throw the rear around. You have to be ready for it on the wheel. But it's not really arrow loose. It's more the car behind you. When you're directly behind somebody and let's say it's an exit and you're directly there, it loosens the nose up now, and you're catching the nose worse than before. It doesn't really impact the driver in front anymore. It just does the rear. Only on road courses I've seen that. Yeah. I haven't seen it yet on ovals. It's still to be decided, but I did notice it on the road course side.
I kind of wish they'd take the diffusers off when we go to the mile and a half so we can see what would happen.
It is a different package, but I'm not sure exactly.
I know we'll never get it. I know we'll never get it. But man, I'd love to see us pull the diffusers off the mile and a half. So no, that's not what they did this year, but that'd be so cool.
It's coming. I think it's coming.
Yeah, I mean it's like the COT wing, right? Like it was cool. It was a selling point for the first couple years. The safety issues, racing issues, kind of saw that one go the way of the dodo. So with the A2 machine, Dini's still trying to hold off Nicholas Isaacs here, and I think he's got a little bit of separation here. Watch Paul Hill come around into the first corner here. First 18 laps in his pocket. And we're going to go take a quick word from some of our sponsors, and we'll be back to bring you more of the racing action here on the Grid.
Haven't had wheel spin there yet. I do wish we could have like a mandated rule to do the H pattern in like the Gen 6s. That would be cool. Turn, baby, come on. Man, just no side grip.
And welcome back to the Builders Cup Series for the Sublimited 120 from Circuit of the Americas. And no, that was not a glitch on your screen you were seeing there. A perennial front runner, Justin Levine,
didn't like that.
Putting lapped down by your race leaders. Paul Hill running away to a monumental lead, 9.5 seconds now separating him from Brandon Pasolaco. And I think Roger, at this point, the only person that can take Paul Hill out of this thing is himself. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, he's got a pretty good lead going. I think it's gonna be his own self-doing, right? It's gonna be lockups. It's gonna be him coming off the track for anybody to really catch him. I mean, 9 seconds is a lot, but in a road course, one spin, it's gone.
Dini
get a little
Isaacs
bit
still
swirly.
battling.
I thought he was gonna get the power down. No, I think Isaacs is gonna complete the pass.
Yes, it was.
And that battle has been going on for at least 8 laps here. We got one car off the track there. Can't park there. We're having to high it here. See the pass being completed. Nicholas Isaacs just gets a great run in the first corner down into the S's. There's Hyde. You can't park there, Hyde.
Yeah, and that just comes from coming through there a little too fast and not getting your downshift right or whatever it is. I mean, you're carrying a lot of speed through the S's.
Oh, Evan C with a heavy blink right now, right behind Dini.
Yeah, I'm thinking so.
No, we don't really talk about FNC a lot, but
I'm game for either. Actually, I don't care. I don't think it'll make any difference, honestly.
I believe he gave a 6K pretty fast on over. He picked it up pretty quickly, and I got to give credit where credit is due. And him and I have had our battles and such, but he's taking his licks. Right, he's come into this world, and he's been battled, tested. He's been pushed around. He's pushed people back around. But this year, I'm curious to see what a full run looks like from him, because he's got speed. He understands cars and what they do and weight, and I mean that's one of the reasons why he was so good on dirt. Very curious to see how this ramps up for him. I mean, a 12th place and a road course for someone who picked up Cup racing a year ago is pretty good. Yeah, a little slide there. That was a little scary. Levine kind of gave him grace.
The thing that I'll say for FMC too is, you know, all the times we've covered him up here in the booth, you know, you see some really terrific runs out of him. Weeks where he's got a lot of pace, and then you know other weeks, you know, it's kind of flip flops. He's learning everything on the go. But the one thing that I've seen out of him that I really respect is that if he doesn't have the car that week, he's not going to go out there and BS it and put himself in a crappy situation and take out a whole bunch of cars. He'll drive hard, but he'll drive smart. And you know, the weeks where he does have the pace, like I think back to it was Kansas last year. I mean, that car was on a rail every race, just toe to toe with pretty much all of you guys up there at the front, Roger.
Oh, you had to bring up Kansas, didn't you? Yeah, Kansas and him and I had a little run into Kansas. Yeah, I mean, we've had our differences, run-ins, stuff like that, but he does. He picks it up on the fly. Oh, we got a spinner.
For the 14 machine, Park right there out of turn 1.
That's not a good place for Park. All these guys doing a great job of maneuvering around it, though. That could have been way worse.
Gavin Ruff goes for a rough ride through the first corner here. Thankfully, you know, he has the snap here, but nobody gets into him. He does a good job holding the car there until everybody moves.
Yeah, I mean, it's not where you want to spin out, but he did a really good job on like right there, right? You kind of go wide there for that exit anyways, so like he did a really good job holding the brakes, waiting for those cars to get by.
I think Isaacs saw that coming before he even got in there.
2 cars behind you, Russell, are friendly.
Great maneuver by him to avoid getting caught in that. If it was me, I would have wrecked there.
William Dean with a little bit of lockup there. Right as you see by. That's what we're gonna see. We're gonna see them brakes. That's what their brakes do.
Really good job maintaining these tires right now too. Making up spots here this late in the run.
Yeah, I mean the tire actually
Thank you, sir.
on the field is pretty high. I mean, you have people that race these cars and they know these cars.
Paul Hill. Big wiggle right there.
Saves it though, gather it back, keep the tires cool. Can't send it too deep here with a little bit of a wiggle. You're gonna push out. Yeah, he went a little wider than he normally does there. It's gonna take him a couple laps to get them tires back.
Good news for Paul is he's got such a big advantage right now. He can kind of throw himself off sequence, offline a little bit, maybe try and bring a little bit of temp down to those Goodyear Eagles and, you know, be able to preserve a little bit better for the rest of this stint. Because, you know, an 11-second lead, I mean, we haven't seen that since somebody else was racing here.
My old teammate. Yeah. Not my old teammate, my good
Your
old
old teammate. Wait, what? Is there news?
My good old teammate. No, I messed up. No.
Tracks this way, Danny.
Dude, this battle for seconds is getting pretty interesting.
Yeah, DeCiani's been reeling them in here ever so slowly.
DeCiani was a 10th faster last lap. It'll happen eventually if he keeps up this pace.
That was a great entry there to the final corner for DeCiani. Just not able to connect the power quite how he wanted to on exit though.
Yeah, it's like
A little bit of time there.
it's like we discussed. You can't mat the throttle anymore. If you mat the throttle, you're just gonna light up the rears. And that was kind of like a trick of the trade. Like once you learned that you could do that, it helped out your exits. But now it's a completely different game. And I wonder if that's why Matt's doing as well as he's doing, because Matt doesn't mat the throttle. Matt's has very good throttle control.
He's very reserved when it comes to that loud pedal. I've noticed weeks where anybody else is, you know, spinning the right rear tires off and looping it. You don't see that. You don't see that 5-car self spin very often.
No, you don't.
If even at all. So I think the only time I've ever seen DeCiani get wrecked is because somebody wrecked him.
Yeah.
I think 1 or 2 of those times it might have been you, Roger.
We've had our battles in NIS, say Open, stuff like that. We race each other pretty hard, but yeah, I mean, this happens. But pretty aggressive with Matt. Matt, so here's the thing. Here's the thing about Matt that I've learned. Matt and I are kind of similar. Of if we think we have the position, we're not gonna give it up. We're gonna battle until we're dead on that position.
I can't relate. You know who else goes that way?
There's a lot of us.
Kobe Jackson.
Oh, I don't want.
Yes, I just read about compared DCI to Kobe Jackson.
Yeah, that's not a good. We don't want to be.
It's terrible.
The tic tac terrorists, man. We don't. It's,
Hey man, he's cleaned it up a lot this year. You'll be surprised when you look. He made it through 200 laps of super late models at what you call it, Southern National.
Lizard.
And he didn't hit a thing. He
Wish I
got
had a button for
he
that.
got cleaned up by an admin of the sim. He didn't hit anything.
I know. I was watching. I watched the stream, and he did impress me. He did. Kobe is an interesting kid with a lot of speed. And I think once he can harness the speed, he's going to be extremely dangerous. And I think that's what the Sim's coming to. There's a lot of good up and comers who are very young, who have a lot of speed, who just need to get experience.
It's
And
like his favorite driver of all things, which makes it kind of funny. Hocevar.
is it Carson?
No.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, I remember when he started racing against Hocevar on here, and he there's stories, there's videos out there on YouTube, I'm sure. But look at what he's been able to grow himself into, and every year it seems like he's getting to be more of a threat for wins in the Cup Series. So.
You mean like shooting a gap that was there for a blink of an eye?
Yeah, well, like I said,
What's going on with my
slowly
tires
getting
there?
You brought it up. Yeah.
Which tire locked up there, Danny? Was it my left
we
rear?
got a pitter. What lap is it? We're on lap 25. That's kind of early. He's kind of hitting early. Brandon Pascalacqua going down to the pits. I wonder if he's gonna split it 25-25. That'd be my guess. Yep.
Well, we're right at halfway, so don't worry too much about it.
Now, one thing we didn't talk about is new tires. Have you ever drove a GTP or an LMP2 on new tires? Have you ever done any of that? Have you ever explored that range of iRacing?
So I'm really good at short tracks and relatively good at mile and a halves. And anything else, I just know I'm gonna wreck it.
All right.
So,
Well,
no, I haven't.
I'm pretty versatile when it comes to the sim, right? I can drive a lot of different things, and I like road course racing, right? And it shows. DC on a little wide there, but it's like a GTP cold tire now. That's the best example I have. You cannot go. You're going like 30% the first lap. When Pascalacqua comes out of the pits and he's on new tires, it is ice. And you feel it in the front tires especially. It's extremely rough. You're even more temperamental on throttle. You're kind of quick shifting to get the rears under you so you can get the power down, but you're going to lose some time. It's like a gazelle on ice. Is the best way to put it.
And big news, Paul Hill, race leader, coming down pit road, take his 4 fresh Goodyear Eagles and some Sunoco fuel to get to the end here.
DeCiani down as well.
That's luck. We're going to pick up a little bit of time there, though, with that undercut, I'd imagine.
I'm curious to see. I'm really curious to see what he picks up because, what was it, 15 seconds? We're going to see here. I don't really know.
A couple seconds, too.
You rascal.
Not necessarily going to help much with Paul Hill's advantage. But what that will help is the gap between him and DeCiani, because DeCiani's staying out just an extra lap on those tires. That's extra fall up. He had to, mount a charge through for a full lap.
I think who is going to help is Bryce Rayner. He picked up the lead here with the pit cycles, and going long doesn't hurt you. You know what you have already, right? You know what curve you have, you know where your brakes are at. And if you can manage the pace you're going and the speed you're going, that's just going to help you. I expect him to pit here shortly because he got all these leaders in. I mean, a 138 is respectable, 30 laps in. So he's doing really well. Oh, got a little bit of rear there. That's, yeah, right there. That's what we're talking about. That's that front.
Also, Rayner in a league of his own right now as far as the Conti cars go, carrying the torch in that 22 machine. So, put together a really good run here at Circuit of the Americas. I'm definitely impressed.
Oh, I'm sorry for the chuckles, but I'm just thinking of Levine. Yeah, it's
Yeah, Levine.
Well, let's come in and see what we
somebody
can do.
peed on Levine's torch is gone.
Levine is
Look, he's-
a character in his own right, and you know he doesn't like road course racing. He does. He likes GT3.
Oh my god, that was so scary.
But he doesn't enjoy the NASCAR side of it.
Boy.
The other way around. I can't drive a GT3. You put me in a stock car on a road course, though, and I have a good idea what I'm supposed to do. I can't. When it comes to tracks and car combos where there's a lot of grips, I'm always slower because I just always assume that there's way less grip than there is.
Oh my god, front 67, 77, rear 63, 69.
Hasn't cut a single lap. Didn't even know there was any changes to the package that somebody told him. Yeah, that face right there. That's just the face of guys who play in NHL with his friends.
You do.
That's all he's done this week.
I honestly, I love Levine. I love racing Levine. We have a weird relationship. Oh, God, was
he
tight.
almost had a worse relationship with DeCiani there.
Man, Levine is one of my favorite people to race because we're similar in a lot of aspects, and it's just so fun. He just brings out the best in you on the track, and I tried helping him out here, giving him some pointers. He didn't want to listen, and that's his fault. And I'll call him out on it. And you know, he would have been really good at the road courses last package because it's like a GT3, and if he would have learned that it was
His first
like a
lap is so
GT3,
awful,
I mean,
so
he would've
awful.
been lights out fast.
Well, he was driving for y'all at that point. Why didn't you tell him, Roger?
Competition. I ain't gonna give it away.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna give it away.
Do it. Do it. All along.
Well, I
Whoa.
mean, the package is
See?
different now, so I can give out some of the stuff,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, you're still gonna get the rest of it out too. I see.
Oh, I'm still trying to figure it out. I don't know how you see how many races I ran this week or how much I raged on stream, but it's
How many races your little buddy got in this week?
I think only 4.
Really?
Yeah, he won last night. He won NIS last night. He won SOF. He broke the world record again last night. I think he ran a 1:33.6, which is absurd. I think he's gonna race tomorrow night. But actually, today's NIS was a higher SOF than last night, so I actually got more points for him.
Oh, you're good, man. Appreciate it.
Somebody better go pull his Ethernet plug because tomorrow night I want to see some competition.
Yeah, you know, I'm his spotter for Road Pro this year, and it's been fun working with him, getting to see the ins and outs of how he works, and he's just a different breed, man. I don't really know how to explain it. But let's see here. Pascalacqua, DeCiani, Hill. Man, Hill got a really good advantage. Did Hill not take tires?
There's no way he stayed out on no tires. As much as the tire wear is this week.
There's no way, but he picked up 15 seconds.
Yeah, it's messing with me too, man. It'll happen.
I wonder if Pascalacqua went a little too soft on the outlap on his tires, and Paul kind of just said, you know, I got a gap. I'm gonna push it just a little bit more because we went from a 15-second gap to 36 seconds.
Josh is out here doing what he does best, man. Had great pace last year at the road courses. Just didn't have the position at the end of it, but here he is, just putting a beating on the field tonight. And to be able to do this too, Paul, this is going to be a massive.
Yeah, lots of breathing. Lots of breathing.
It's been a definite struggle to start the season off. 2 super speedways back to back, and you know it's just been misfortune after misfortune. But, you know, tonight he's had the opportunity to control his own destiny, and you know, tractor, everybody's had the same amount of track time. He's just come out here and whooped him. I know he did a lot of off work, or a lot of work in the off season, getting prepared for this race.
Yeah, and you know, Paul Hill is a class act kind of guy, right? Like there was an incident in Chicago Street last year in this league, and I got wrecked in turn one, right when the green flag went. I was super excited, put a lot of work in, and Paul was a part of that wreck, and he reached out to me and was like, "I'm so sorry, I really wanted to race you," and that just it goes. Oh, we got Tim Horton Jr. spinning. He's kind of slow.
Tap that wall somewhere too.
Yeah, I don't
Oof,
really
don't
sure
do
what
that.
happened.
Don't do that.
I think he was checking up right there, letting the other car go by.
Here we go, going into the uphill.
I think he was just checking up because he had a lead lap car go by him there.
Gulada's in the chat. Sorry, it's all good, man. It happened last year. I just appreciated the reach out. That's what I was going for, right? The reach out of just like what a guy Bigfoot racing is, and just the class act. I'm excited to see him get up here, lead these laps. This is a really good look for these guys, and I mean they put the work in, and that's what matters on the sim.
I know for a fact these guys have been working their tail off in the off season. Looks like it's paying off here because Paul Hill has his field absolutely on lock. Just at this point, he can limp it around here for the next 20 laps, you know, going about 60%, and still have enough time in the back pocket to seal the deal, which is impressive. We all know how hard it is to run these road courses. See one car diving down pit road here.
William Beanie.
A late stop there for the 82 machine, but 20 laps ago, I guess I wouldn't necessarily call it that late.
Trying to be lighter on the wheel. I don't want to force the front
Crazy,
tires.
these guys only pit about
I was really
6 laps ago.
roasted them
Yeah.
the last round.
And they already fell off a little bit.
It feels like 15 or 20 at this point.
You know, I always said I like the full course of this, right? And I do love the full course of COTA. But
I'm so glad we went with this setup and not the other one.
This short track just makes it a little bit easier for everybody. Because it's shorter laps, and it's a lot of work mentally, physically. Like you're exhausted at the end of this. It's sim racing, right? But depending on what wheel you have,
That was an
tails
awful
you have,
lap,
brake
man.
pressures you are working behind the wheel the entire time you're doing this track.
They wear me out pretty well, I can tell you that. Especially Sonoma. I feel like I've taken a beating there. You see Becerra working himself in 4th right now.
Yeah, what a run this year.
Sorry, up in 5th, trying to get up some 4th place machine Bryce Rayner.
He has been very impressive this year.
Becerra's always been good, man. He's one of those, one of them crafty underdogs.
He was good at, I want to say it was Kansas last year. He just could save tire really well, and he would come on late on the long run.
Yeah.
And he's been on the sim for a while. I mean, I've raced him. He's been a customer of ours for a while. I'm pretty sure he's still running the Reiko banner, but he is very talented, and you're seeing that here. I mean, look, we got super speedways he's good at, road courses racing he's good at. Phoenix is going to tell where he's at speed-wise, but I expect him to be top 10, and in a league like this, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I think Becerra's been around just about as long as I have, because I remember seeing his name way back in the day when I first started running A-Opens, back around, the dinosaur era, back around 2018 or so. But one thing that I've always noted about Becerra is not only is he typically fast anywhere you put him, but he is also one of the most aggressive guys out there without putting himself or you in a insurvivable situation.
Yes, right. I was going to say aggressive earlier, and I pulled back on the reins because they're aggressive and they get the most out of the car. which is something that you don't see often, right? We all try to, but to actually get it done is a different story. And you'll see him just stay as long as he can on the oldest set of tires and still be competitive and try to make the passes. Even though he knows he doesn't have the tire for it, he's not going to give up. He's here. Oh, this is getting close.
We get a good door shot at the car. I can tell you exactly why he is like that. Nice peek here. And you see that right there? If I could figure out how to circle it the right way, I would. That number right there on the door, that 12. Heavy shades of Ryan Newman out of Bazera, week in and week out. It's just something, man. Something about those 12 cars. There we go. Hang on. Get this thing going here.
I remember.
Oh, hang on. There we go. Okay, a bigger circle. Bigger circle. Yeah, that right there. I flunked out of art school, okay, guys?
New toys this year.
Yeah, we got a lot of new toys, and we've just got to have training courses.
So long, so bad.
Utilize them. Yeah, utilize
Oh!
them. Utilize them when
Then again, we got cautions
you,
now.
you realize that everybody's offline.
That sounds like a nightmare.
Happy. Are you guys happy?
No, because it just brought me PTSD. Thank you.
Jeez, that's like a 5-minute caution lap.
When you decide you want to use it.
I was showing somebody that I was like, yeah, and I was like, I didn't tell me it was live. I was freaking out, man. I was like,
First
oh
broadcast
no.
of the year.
I didn't draw anything. I'm so glad I wasn't just messing around with my buddies and drawing just funny things. I was like, yeah, look, we draw circles, stuff like that, and to get the message
Yoda
of,
Joe.
oh, we're live. Like, I was like, oh,
Like, we started up Yoda at Joe. We thought it just seemed like a joke thing.
that's I'm gonna yell at Joe. He took the week off and put me back up here. I'm glad to be up here, but I mean, he's missing this great racing.
Hang on, I got this.
Mm.
Roger. Come on. Joe.
You gon' get.
You know, well, we got a pretty good pack though. Let's ask the chat. What track are you looking forward to this year? OB, NIS, anything. We cover it all. But let's see, like, what are we looking forward to? Some interaction.
Roger, what are you looking for?
Oh, flat tracks, man. Martinsville. Phoenix. Gateway. Brian Johnson decided to go
forward to anywhere but not here.
Listen, Brian, I have the Caterpillar sponsor, okay? We play in the dirt. You can't be in there. Oh, I hate to see that. That's rough. And then it first brings the gravel back up on the track, which is harder for other guys. You know why?
Be builders.
Yeah, it would be builders.
Getting a first-hand look into possible landscape for it.
Let's do. Oh, he just clips it. Yup.
Oh man.
Ooh.
And it's been a rough night for that Ford machine. Got turned around, first turn, first lap. Accidentally
Johan,
T-boned
though.
by.
Look at that.
Yep. Johan knows where to put those decals, man. He knows where we keep the cameras mounted. It's been a rough night for Brian Johnson. I bet you he's gonna be crying happy tears when we go to Phoenix.
Luis Becerra goes half spin.
Oh no. We hyped him up too much.
Gravel, ice.
Adam, my man, I know you're listening. Talk about you guys tonight.
You know, Adam is the furthest thing from a quiet person you'll ever meet when it comes to driving. He gets the quietest one on track.
You know, the only time Adam and I have talked in a voice chat is in like a waiting room or anything like that. We've never talked anything like that.
Oh man.
But we have a lot in common. We like to indulge in some beverages during races and talk to text during races and chatting. And it's super hard to do it at this track, so I don't expect him to type. I know I did on road courses, so it was really hard. And he's just all around fun. And and I'm excited to see what he has. I mean, he almost pulled it out last week. It was really close. I watched the race. He says he's just pulling up gravel from everywhere, which way you go.
You got Levine out there sending Snapchats to people and watching YouTube videos in the back straightaway. Benefield is one of the nicest people you come across over here on the sim.
Yeah, I mean,
Makes you meet him one time and it feels like you've known him your entire life. Just one of the most down-to-earth guys on the service.
he and I had a race at Northwood Trail last year, and what a guy! He knew he was losing the car, and I was under him, and he snapped it to the right so he wouldn't.
No, still alive.
Hit me, and that just goes to show like class act. Like, and that's just one example. Benefield is so fun to race, and he was in the Coke series. I mean, it just shows the talent level. Like,
I think
he is so good.
make
and his
for a good
tires,
TV.
You're gonna see it, folks. Tune into OB for the entire year because the man in the '83 saved some tires.
We're talking about tracks you're looking forward to. I mean, man, it's simple. Darlington, those are two tracks that I absolutely hit way above my weight class every time we go there.
Darlington last year in this league, I'm proud to say I finished on the lead lap, which is hard to do when you have an alien in the field. But Darlington's super fun. I mean, there's so many good tracks. I just like flat tracks. You know me. I like all the flat track stuff. I'm good at late braking. I don't know about now because that was kind of why we were good at road courses was late braking. Now you can't do that. So I'm very curious to see what the package holds. Oh,
I'd actually, if you can't late brake, I might actually be decent at these road courses. I might have to give it a try. See Becerra going toe-to-toe here, trying to get back that position. He lost to Benefield, wrapping around the outside. You don't see that often. Now going for the crossover.
Benefield was in fifth. My bad, Adam. I thought he was a lap down.
Benefield's out here hauling. Like I said, man, this thing, he will run the most quiet race you've ever seen, to the point where you think, yeah, Benefield's out of it. And you just look up and he's there. Every time.
It's fun though, seeing it from this side. Right? Like, coming up with the booth this year, taking on a new role. Normally, I'm in the cockpit driving and fighting these guys, and you see your relatives and your standings, but like from a different point of view, looking at the times, looking at how people come, you see these late runners.
Somebody missed it.
There's a lot of cars up here.
Oh, somebody further back missed the last turn like crazy. I'd figure out who it was. Might have been PB Henry. Yeah, it was.
Ooh, he's got.
Yeah, he had the nose damage prior, though.
We call that the Nicki Minaj.
I call it the pug.
You call it the what?
I call it the pug up here.
Pug's pretty good. I like that one.
Rough situation though to be in right now for PB Henry, but with 38 laps on the board, Paul Hill firmly planted in front of the field. We're going to go have one more quick word from our sponsors, and we'll be back to bring you the racing action here on the grid.
iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Race scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by the skill-based matchmaking. Teach you racing at every level. Compete at the sport of your favorite series.
Missed that one by a mile. Whoa.
Back to the sub-limited 120 here on Grid Vision. 40 laps down. Paul Hill with a 20-second advantage over Brandon Pasolak in second. Third place is the 5 machine of Matt Nisiani with Bryce Rayner in fourth. Running the top 5 currently is Adam Benefield. It's been a long, grueling race as we look at TB Henry scooting around the
Not
track
sure
here.
why I went to
Damage
fourth
and
gear there.
Kind of shows the tale of 2 races here. So far, it's been pretty calm, though. Not too many big incidents. So with Paul Hill, who's having probably the best race that he's had all season in that 26 machine, and it's just putting the miles on the rest of the field.
Yeah, and I mean, Atlanta, Daytona, he was up front, right? And at those tracks, it's super unpredictable what is going to happen. And he just got caught up in wrecks. But here, you can kind of control your own race. And I think he's doing a really good job of that.
This right here, I feel like this is going to be a year that we see a lot of change, a lot of growth as a driver out of Paul Hill. You know, 'cause we've seen him, he's had the pace, you know, the first 2 weeks, Daytona, bad fast car. Those Bigfoot guys put in a lot of work there, as well as last week at Atlanta. I mean, I seriously think between him and the Fortis duo, they had the best piece of equipment all week. And unfortunate circumstances just taking him out in both races, but tonight, you know, showing that it wasn't a super speedway fluke there.
Yeah, I mean, like we discussed, it's the set you're running, it's everything about it. Like the Fortis cars last week could run the top, and not a lot of people could run the top and make speed and make passes and try to push that line. And you saw the Fortis cars, but within the Fortis cars, you saw Bigfoot, you saw Paul Hill, Gulata, all those guys, and it changed it. It changed the dynamic. When you have those cars work together, it just creates a different dynamic.
I think there might be a little conversation being had between those guys behind the scenes. You know, a lot of independent groups and teams like to, you know, group up together a little bit if they can on the super speedways. There was definitely work from last week, though. Some really bad fast cars and great teamwork, putting all those drivers in good position. One guy we haven't talked about a whole lot has been putting together a good run tonight, though. Sitting there in 7th place at 31 machine of Millet. Been a very quiet evening for him. No big mistakes. And he's putting together a good, strong points day here from Circuit of the Americas.
Yeah, you know, I didn't really learn about Zach until last year. He kind of showed up on the scene a little bit more, and the dude just has raw speed. And I'm very excited to see what he does in the league. I don't believe he was in it at all last year, but he's under the Conti banner. Am I right? He runs Conti.
Yeah, they run Conti setups, America Racing, the stickers on the bumpers.
Yeah,
Him and his teammate Daniel Wiles actually not too far apart from each other. Just a couple car lengths separating.
Yeah, both Conti cars. I mean, Millet is a very solid driver. Same with Wiles. I mean,
Whoa.
they're both really good. They both have really good high racing IQs, really good racecraft. Definitely good to see them running up here in the top 10. It's a good showing. They're keeping the car on the track, really no issues. I mean, you look at those cars; they're relatively clean. And look at the schemes. The schemes are.
Teams are pretty clean.
I really like the schemes. I like how they're alternate, right? I know you don't like alternate schemes of the same thing.
Well, they
but
got the same sticker on the hood, but they, the designs are different. They got a little bit of
Oh, look at that paint splat. It kind of looks like a.
it's like a 80s hair metal album.
I like it. Yeah, look at that.
Definitely clean look. Purple always looks good. on a race
Sick.
car. And, Millet's got his own thing going on with the lines and stripes.
And you know what I really like about the Chevy change they did is the tail lights. They're
Tail lights
LEDs
do look
now.
good.
They're LEDs now, and you can see the detail in the LEDs. Same with the front. If you see the bottom part, the LED little deals, they're just the fine details that iRacing did was really good. And I mean, look at that crack. Like it looks like it's cracked. Yeah, they did a really good job with these paints. Sim Magic there under with the bottom frame. That's really good. I mean, it's clean all the way around.
I'd take that in 124.
Yeah, I mean, look at those taillights. I love the Chevy taillights.
They do look good, especially with the panel stamp too. So it kind of looks embossed instead of a flat plane like most of the cars have looked like since we unveiled this Gen 7 car.
You know, I really like the Sim Magic placement that he has in the bottom of the car. That is super clever because it's so hard to put sponsors on these cars, and I would have never thought of that. That is really clever.
Well, another guy putting together a good run. The One Machine Nicholas Isaac sitting here at the tail end of the top 10, but good run nonetheless. Finish 120 miles to this place in the top 10. You've done something right.
Yeah, he's had a rough go at it too, right? And this is a good points day. This is a good rebound for these guys.
They do a good job, don't they?
It's circumstance, and as you see here, he just put it together, and points matter. It doesn't matter what track it is, what style of racing it is. If you can put it together, the points are going to matter at the end.
Front of paint schemes too. I really do like Nicholas Isaac's car.
Yeah, he does the
White with the
schemes.
that Arctic camo kind of vibe he's got going on all around it.
Yeah, he has a blue scheme that I really like. It's like an Arctic blue. Oh!
You almost found Jose Medina there for a second.
$138. With 7 to go. It's pretty good. I mean,
Oh, you're not touching Paul Hill at this point.
no, Paul Hill's running. Oh, let's see.
Oh, Schaffner about to get lapped here by DeCiani. It got a little bit close there in the last corner.
Paul Hill's running a 136.9.
You good?
So new add to the league, I believe this week, J.C. Gibson here in the 09 Blue Rhino Camry. He's in 13th place. Haven't
I
talked
was
about him
hoping
any.
for that.
Quiet
he's,
day.
I'll see you in 3 laps, though.
I've seen through social media that he's returned from a substantial hiatus.
Still got that wheel.
Got here running this well in this league. After
Oh, no.
being gone for so long, it's got to be a good feeling for him doing that.
What's,
Like 6
what's
times.
Substantial?
Nice.
I'm not sure what substantial side of it
Corner out of the
was.
yes,
I know he was
yeah,
on a hiatus.
probably.
Yep.
Anytime that your painter says that you're back from a long-term hiatus, it's been a while.
It must be long term then. All right. Hey man, good for him coming back on the sim. I mean, quiet day. Really, like you said, haven't talked about him much, but putting it together, looking at his line here, it's pretty solid. Just keep it in second, gonna downshift to first, grab the curb just a little bit, get the car to rotate. Yeah, I mean, really good exit. Go wide. I mean, he's doing all the right stuff.
Most important thing to note too, there's not even a scrape on that Camry right now. great job winning that thing around here for this many laps and keeping it in one piece.
And no lockup there. Look at that. I mean, that was a clean. He's doing a really good job.
Up from 19th place, second car 1 lap down, but hey, you know, surprised the whole field ain't a lap down at this point based on the pace we're seeing out of that 26 machine at Ball Hill. And we're getting into the closing stages here. Just took 5 to go. A little bit ago. Dent Slayer Camry ripping around here.
Yeah, Bigfoot. Is it Bigfoot racing in this league? I'm not sure. I'm sorry. I apologize.
You knew that the official name is, at least for the shop
Oh,
itself,
okay.
Bigfoot Chassis Collective.
Bigfoot Chassis Collective. Yep. I'm still learning the shop, so I apologize to everyone
was
out
weird.
there. But I mean, just look at the
Maybe I
run
just missed my
they're
mark.
putting together. I mean, Joseph Collada puts in the time. I know Paul Hill probably ran a lot of laps.
Pissed off one tire and
where it needs to
didn't
be.
realize it.
All those guys over there, just the work shows.
And I know, if I know anything right now, I know Gulada's sitting back there watching the stream right now, and he is grinning from ear to ear.
Yeah, he's probably laughing at me for messing it up. I'll get it right.
Work fast, Evan C here.
Evan's got some front nose damage.
Yeah, he's heard it here somewhere. No, everybody's lucky though that tape is no longer a thing, because that right there on a road course, you get a little bit of front clip damage back all the way up to. Nope, driving for Black Cat Racing, by the way. Sorry guys, it takes a little bit getting used to all the new team names and everything this year, but we'll figure it out. But you know, I don't know if you remember, Roger, back when we used to have these things taped solid all the time. You just get the slice bit of nose damage, and next thing you know, you're hand grenading within 5 laps.
Yeah, well, that was when we had the clutch and everything. Like you could run high tape and clutch through the corners. You know, there was a lot of tricks to the trade back then. And, I kind of came
Oh,
in right
nice.
around
That's cool.
the end of that. You know, my time on the sim is 6 years, so I missed a lot of the fun stuff, but I did get to experience the tape and clutching and trying to learn all that, so I do remember that.
I used to love running a midnight B opens.
Right behind you, Mr.
back
Russell.
then, 'cause you get done with qualifying, you know, I was on a good team at the time, so we typically qualify like top 5 every race. How we've fallen off a cliff throughout the years. But you know, you qualify 5th, and you know everybody in front of you is probably drunk or a little inebriated or just exhausted because they've been racing all day, and they'd forget to pull the tape off. Then you know, lap 2, everybody's diving down pit road because they're in Q tape about to pop the motor.
Those midnight races
That
are
was
so fun.
weird.
They still are. I mean,
Oh, they're great. I'm gonna run a Gen 4 after this. I don't know about you.
I don't know if I'm running anything else today. After running 46 laps of COTA, I think I've exhausted my racing for the day, but we'll see. I'm not really sure exactly. A few more of these happy dads and change my mind. But it's definitely fun.
That was not an infant picked up on the mic. That was Roger whining.
Listen, I've raced a lot this week. My weekends are for fun racing and enjoying. We'll see. I'm not racing NIS. I'll be in the booth tomorrow, so I don't gotta worry about that. I might do some ARCA. I like ARCA. ARCA this week in Phoenix has been fun.
Look, it's Colby Jackson. Yeah, buddy.
Oh, brother. What's up, Tic Tac?
Ball Hill. Just bring it around here. This next couple laps, you got one car just got a DQ though, Randy Mullins.
Yeah, Randy, about 20 laps ago, decided to go into a part of the track I didn't even know you could drive on to get out of the way for people. So those are probably a couple X's. Can we ride on board with Paul Hill for a lap to see his inputs here?
Oh, that's
'Cause
hard
I'm
to
really
see.
Curious to see this. Yeah, there we go. Let's go here, down here, right, shift to 3rd. Riding real tight. Gonna widen out his entry here. Gonna ride third. Oh no, he shifts. See, that's different. A lot of people are not shifting, but that is probably helping with rotation.
I heard somebody else suggest that this week too. That same section.
Yeah, see here, he's real close to the grass. Kind of clipped there. You saw the wheel kind of frantic. Get down with the brakes. A lot of wheel movement there. And right here, right, you just got to be smooth through this area. Real smooth. It's a lot about off throttle time, gliding, 50% throttle, 30% throttle. Especially with road course racing, you don't want to go 100% throttle all the time.
Not anymore, anyway.
No, even before. You didn't want to go, only on exits is when you really got your speed. But through here, right, you're like 30%, 40% throttle getting through that area. He's just super smooth with it. That divot right there, you can't really be on the gas during that divot because it'll grab the rear tire. All in all, really good lap by Paul Hill. I mean, just putting on a master class.
He's done an incredible job as he comes across the start-finish line here. White flag. 1 lap to go from the Circuit of the Americas. It's been a great sublimited 120 for Paul Hill. Led every single lap so far, aside from, you know, pit cycle itself. The lap cars in front of him, but doesn't even have the pressure because he has no pressure from behind. 32 seconds up on the field as he works through the S's here for the final time. And yeah, he could absolutely Roger pull a Sean Conklin and knock down the barrels and bring it home with the toe link hanging off and everything else dragging underneath it.
Yeah, we've seen that a time or two, haven't we?
I think he just does that to fool with us.
You know what it is? And I can explain it now. Sean goes 100% every lap.
Oh, I don't know.
And so here you see Paul doing 100% and coming
It's gonna
through
be
here,
tough staying ahead of Danny with
tends to
this
let up.
traffic, man.
It's been a great run for Paul Hill as he works through the last couple of corners here. And I tell you what, very rarely do
That
we
was
get
really
to see
good of him
runs
there.
this dominant. But this 26 car here tonight has just been absolutely fast. Blistering pace, qualifying practice, and in the race. And through the final corner here. Oh, sorry. Next to that, the penultimate corner. Here we are into the final turn. And the checkered flag waving in the air out of the last turn. The sublimited 120 from Circuit of the Americas.
man.
It's going to go to Paul Hill and the Bigfoot Chassis Collective. And a huge win for Black Cat Racing tonight. And it's been a long time coming for Paul Hill to get one of these done here, and he's had so many great runs up till now. Every time it feels like something gets in the way, but tonight, nothing. It's going to get between him and that checkered flag. You see him burn it down here, just outside of turn 1.
Ooh.
Awesome job. Awesome job by Paul. Great
You can
race.
tell.
Just all together.
You can tell by how hard he's standing on it in the RPM band right now exactly what his emotions are.
Oh, he's pumped.
Yep.
They're going home.
What a drive from Paul, but we still got cars going around here. Because remember, he was about half a lap ahead. Bryce Rayner just came across the line to steal off third place in front of Adam Benefield.
Oh man, that was so scary.
This place with a wide margin is going to be Becerra. Great run for him tonight.
Oh,
Yeah, here comes Zach Mellett running across the line here. Going to take
that was nuts.
the 7th place prize.
You got to say, Dan, that was nuts.
Roger, what you think of it, man?
All in all, I thought it was a really good race. I thought these guys kept the pace really well. They kept the tires under them. I mean, we saw the brakes come into play. We saw the tires come into play.
Exhausted.
I think everybody did a really good job. I think Paul Hill just put the league on notice, though, going, you know, I'm the new road course
man.
guy around here. We don't have the same competition we had last year. and it's
Thanks,
gonna be a
man.
good show. And
That was a
I'm
run.
excited for it. I mean,
That
he
was-
put on a dominant performance, kept his head on straight, and I'm looking forward to the next one.
Got 5 more of these road
All
courses
good.
to go this year too, so
Dude, I was so tried.
anybody's gonna be able to catch up to him before this is over.
They've tried a couple
They're
of
gonna
them.
have to put the work in.
And I was hoping that you would remember.
Tons of it as we get looking.
Full send.
Race results
I was gonna
across
say
the
full
coming
send, full
home.
send.
And not just winning the race, but also setting the fastest lap here tonight with a 1:35.508. Going to bring home Team Birdie fastest lap award. And that's maximizing today. Most laps led, won the pole, wins the fastest lap. And that's a great night for Paul Hill. He's going to come home in first over Matt DeCiani second. Third place going to go to Brandon Passalacqua, rounding out that podium for us. Fourth place going to be Bryce Rayner, followed by Adam Benefield with a solid top 5 run today. Louis Becerra going to come home P6 with Zach Millett seventh. Eighth place going to go to Daniel Wiles with Chris Hudson coming home in ninth place, and running out the top 10 going to be Nicholas Hudson.
Tell ya, that's a hell of a run by you,
11th, we
Bryce.
got Evan
That's
C,
awesome, man.
Jason Gibson in 12th. 13th was Josh Schaffner and Paul Gilmore in 14th. Shane Cool 15th.
Not in this car, but a
With
GT.
John Binder in 16th. Brian Johnson will be 17th. 18th, Justin Levine. 19th will be Chris Davis, and 20th will be Alexander Carr.
21st place going to be going to Keith Long with Kyle Holden coming in 22nd. 23rd going to go to Carbon Ruff with Chris Crosby in 24th. 25th place going to go to Russell Black in the 64 machine over Jordan Slater in 26th with the 92. 27th place going to Randy Mullins with PB Henry in 28th. And then Jose Medina and William Deeney rounding at the top 30.
Fin-
And 31st, we got
His-
Tim Mortman Jr. with Greg Carr in 32nd.
Yeah, it's probably
33rd,
Phoenix.
Joshua Hyatt with Thomas George in 34th. 35th, we Luke Christian. And 36th, with Paul.
I'm gonna miss the next two, though, so I'm gonna plummet.
Oh,
And what a great night of racing here from Circuit of the Americas. And we're going to start our post-race coverage off here by pulling up our third place finisher this evening. Driver of the number 6 machine. Oh, Dan caught him mid-sentence. Sorry about that. But the man of the myth, Brandon Passalacqua
man.
himself. And first thing I want to ask you, man, is just how difficult was it out there tonight compared to
are
seasons
you
past?
running the 12-hour super?
It was difficult.
And, like,
I've been struggling with getting tightness out of the car since Sunday morning.
Are you thinking about it?
I was thinking about it, and actually I meant to reach out. So I figured that was gonna be the struggle tonight. Our team worked on it all week.
Little fun fact there, Tim.
Just nothing. So
It is 45 and a half degrees in my room right now. 45 and a half degrees.
running top 5 and podium is all that I could ask for. But yeah, just wasn't very
Well, I
fun
haven't
tonight
tested
driving the
yet
car
either.
here, so gotta figure out.
And I'm not even cold.
At this
But
point, I think it's,
let's do these
it's
broad-
fitting
or the,
to
interviews,
refer to
and,
it as
I'll
Mr.
be back right after.
Consistency, 'cause you look like you're
27th
striking the
to
same way
20.
that you did last year. Good, solid top 5, top 10 runs week in and week out. Quiet, nothing super flashy. Keeping the car in one piece and getting the job done. Had a great week last week at Atlanta. Great week here tonight at Circuit of the Americas. How are we feeling going into Phoenix next week? Because that's going to be the true test for everybody.
Yeah, no, it'd be good to get back to some more of our traditional tracks in terms of our 1 milers, 1.5 mile tracks. I try to just drive within my skill range, and so I just take what the race can give me. So if it's a top 3, that's awesome. If it's running 12th in a race, that's awesome too. So I think most people should try to aim to just drive within your skill level, and it usually works out at the end. Race management is huge. I think in the SIM, a lot of people just don't do the greatest job of managing the race and taking what is given to them. So that's a big thing for me going into each race. And man, it's gonna be fun going to an oval with some braking. And I think last year in the fall there was multiple lanes at Phoenix, and that was my favorite time ever at Phoenix. So hopefully it's the same this time around.
Well, I can tell you through my experience this week in ARCA, it's pretty much 1-to-1 of what it was last year. Roger got to witness that. It wasn't pretty, but to round it all out here, Brandon, who do you want to thank and shout out for this podium finish and a great run and start to the season?
Yeah, definitely. I appreciate it. Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to Paul Hill. He had us covered tonight. Yeah, I knew he was going to be one of the strongest guys there. He just throws his car into the corners and it sticks, and I have no idea how he does it. So awesome job by him. I thought I had DeCiani. God dang, I pitted a lap earlier thinking that he wasn't going to be able to make up the 6 seconds, and yeah, I just couldn't turn the car at all or stop it, and he made up a lot of ground those last 6 laps or so. So congratulations to him too. Y'all in the booth, it's good to see Roger up there. Love him joining the broadcast. Obviously, Sheldon, you and Darby and the team do a fantastic job. And then just want to give a shout out to everyone here tonight. We had 37 cars that joined tonight, so I think that might be some kind of record on the sim, I feel like. So it was great to see everyone come out, and looking forward to next week.
Well, Brandon, thank you for coming up here and talking to us. I'm going to hand it on over to Roger with our second place finisher here this evening. Driver of the number 5 machine, old Matt DeCiani himself.
Matt DeCiani, you got a copy.
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, man. Well, you blew my mind. I wasn't expecting you to run so good here. Tell me about it, man. What work did you put in? I mean, you were bad fast tonight.
Oh, I mean, honestly, I felt terrible the whole race. I for whatever reason, ever since COTA went to this layout, I know it's different than the one last year, but like I don't know, I've not liked it for whatever reason. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, just I didn't have the raw pace that like Paul and Brandon had like the first couple laps, but just pretty consistent. Overall, yeah, I mean, the new build kind of changed the way these are set up and drive, so that was a little bit of a learning curve. But yeah, I mean, just I wasn't comfortable all race, but you know, hey, the car seemed like it had good long run pace, so I can't complain really there. But yeah, I mean, I wasn't expecting a P2, honestly. I figured Brandon would probably walk me, but I was kind of surprised about that. So I guess it's a positive at the end of the night.
Yeah, man, good points night. I mean, I talked to Derek earlier, and he said that you put a lot of work into this, so it's good to see it come out. I mean, you guys at Fortis, we talked about it earlier in the race. You guys put a lot of work in these sets, and it showed. I mean, the work you've done. I've never seen you run this well in a road course. I had you as an underdog because in practice you were just so fast, and I was really curious to see. So tell me about Phoenix. What's up and coming? I mean, I'm excited for you.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, like I mentioned, new builds for short track, so Phoenix should be interesting. Kind of excited potentially. I feel like this car on short tracks, like we all know, is not exactly the funnest anymore. But I think this update might add some drivability, and you know, we'll see. I think it's gonna depend on track temp. I feel like if we get a hot track temp next week, we might have some variable lines that might make Phoenix fun again. But I mean, typically the way Phoenix has been in this car, it's been pretty aero locked, and kind of hoping it changes, but we'll see.
All right, man. Well, any friends, family, sponsors you want to thank?
Oh yeah, shout out to my my Fortis guys. Granted they didn't do laps this week, but they've been working on next week, so shout out to them for getting ahead. But yeah, I mean, thanks for you guys for calling the race. Brandon, man, we had a hell of a race there. Congrats to Paul on the win. He kicked everyone's ass tonight. He's been super fast all week, so it's good to see him execute and get this dub.
All right, man. Well, I'm excited for Phoenix. I'll be tuned in to watch it. Looking forward to this year. I mean, you guys got a lot of speed, so it's going to be fun. It's Matt DeCiani, second place.
Thanks, guys.
And now we're going to sit here and interview our race winner this evening, and I'd say race dominator, driver of the 26 machine, Paul Hill himself. And Paul, first thing I want to know, man, I know it has been a wild slope past couple months, just as far as luck goes. Does it feel like you got the monkey off your back here?
Yeah, I've been hunting a win in this league since its inception. I've kind of been the bridesmaid a couple times now, so it's good to finally get the win and kind of get some momentum this year. I think I don't know if I got wrecked out of Atlanta. I can't remember now, but the first two races definitely didn't go like I wanted. So it's good to get a win here and start building those points back up.
So with the big dominating performance here tonight, I think we've all figured out who the new road course ace is here in the OB Builders Cup. How are you feeling about your opportunities going into the future here?
I wouldn't discredit Brandon and Matt. You know, I've put in a lot of work this week here. I do enjoy the road courses, so I turned probably more laps than most here, which paid off greatly. But you know, one road course doesn't mean I'm going to be great at all of them. So I wouldn't say I'm going to win them all. I'm not going to go in with that mindset, but I'm going to keep putting my best foot forward at all of these places, man. I do enjoy road course racing. It's what I did in real life, so I have a little bit of an advantage there over some, for sure.
So looking past COTA tonight, going to Phoenix next week. It's going to be the proving ground for what everybody has here for the majority of the season, at least for who's going to be fast and who's going to be having to find a little bit more in the back pocket. How do you guys feel about your chances next week going into Phoenix?
Pretty good. I know Joe's been working on that. Usually road courses I build, and then he jumps ahead a week, so I know he's got that car pretty far along developed. So we're probably gonna have a really good rocket ship. It's just gonna be up to me to execute. And Phoenix is definitely not a great track for me. I feel like I can't ever pass there. I think that's pretty much everyone's complaint, but I feel I'm like exceptionally bad at passing there. So I'm gonna try to qualify well and hopefully keep the car up front.
Well, with the dominating performance here, the big win from COTA, what do you want to take a shout out back at home?
I want to thank all the guys at Bigfoot Chassis Collective, Joe, Richard Garcia as well. He helped develop this. I don't want to discredit his efforts, bouncing ideas off of him, and all the guys back over there. You guys up in the booth, Brandon and Matt. I know I wasn't watching the broadcast, but I assume they were putting on a show back there. I could see on the split times they were like within a second of each other for majority of the race. So I'm sure it was a good show back there.
Absolutely. Well, Paul, thank you for coming up here and talking to us. Congratulations on the big win, man. I know how rough the luck has been to you in months past, so I'm glad to see you finally get that big breakthrough tonight. And
thank you.
Not one problem, brother. And Roger, one thing I got to ask you, man, what did you think of the action out here tonight?
Man, I think we were pretty spot on. I mean, with our picks, with our underdogs, our ones to watch. I mean, practice kind of told a story of who had what pace, and it was exciting. I mean, you had fall off, you had tires, you had brakes, you had excitement, you had people over pushing, under pushing. I mean, I think Brandon Pascalacqua said it best: drive within your means, and you're gonna end up with the finish that you deserve. And Matt said it. He didn't think he had a great car, but he drove it the best he could do it, and he got second. That tells a lot right there. And it's all about the practice you put in, the times you put in. And I mean, just moving forward, this league is on the up and up. It's just going to keep getting better and better. And these drivers are going to get better and better. And you're going to see amazing racing.
I'll tell you what, man, it was I have to agree. It was a great race to watch here with all the difficulties and all the complications of this new package that we talked about. And I think we maybe saw one contact related spin all night. And that is impressive, especially at a track where there's so many variables, so many variances going into the braking zones. And everybody, kept good head on their shoulders. They kept it clean and put together just a really good race. But moving on, looking forward to Phoenix next week for the OB Builders Cup Series. This has been the Sublimated 120 from Circuit of the Americas. And the entire Grid Vision team, we'd like to thank you for watching and participating in the chat. More information on getting your league broadcasters supported by gridvision.live, contact us on Facebook, Discord, or info@gridvision.live. Special thanks again goes out to Andrew Cardinal IV of Whiplash SimCams for providing the beautiful cameras used on all of Gridvision's broadcasts. Congratulations once again to Paul Hill for the big win here tonight, COTA. This has been Sheldon Atkins. I've been joined by Roger Pierce and our fearless, perfect producer, Austin Derbyshire. And we will see you next time on the grid.
We stream shit. I love that. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Timmy, it's already up 20 degrees in here. High five. See ya.